Have you ever had a brilliant idea which turned out to be an utter disaster? I have, quite a few. I've had a couple of companies go broke under me. At one point I had to live under a false name for 7 years because I was in so much financial trouble. And I had another brilliant idea, which I should have been shot for maybe, 3 years ago. My partners and I decided to start a residential school in direct and interactive marketing to run once a year. It's called EADIM, the European Academy of Direct and Interactive Marketing. We went into partnership with 13 national business direct marketing associations who all promised that they would help. None of them did, really. And one way or another, I managed to lose £40,000 in 5 days. That really takes some doing. However, there was a bright side, and I did remember some advice that Winston Churchill, of course, gave. He said the secret of success, or in fact he said courage, can be defined as the ability to go from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. So having failed the first time, I thought I'd have another go, and the first year we did it in Brussels, and there was a silver lining to this cloud, because we only had about 17 or 18 delegates, but they all were ecstatic about the results. 3 or 4 of them went away and started new businesses. They were able to quit their jobs. Everybody loved it. We actually got 82 testimonials from only 16 or 17 delegates, so that's how good it was. And I thought, sod it, I'll give it another go. So I did it again last year in London, and last year we did make some money. But it was a bit too long for most people. It was 6 days, really. It's a hell of a long time to take away from the office, isn't it? So what I'm doing this year is I'm cutting it down to 3 days. And if you're interested, I'll tell you that it's ludicrously cheap compared to what a lot of people charge. It's just £2,000. And it isn't just me. I've got some wonderful speakers. For instance, I've got Ken McCarthy, who many people regard as the godfather of teaching about the internet. He spoke for us last year. People loved him. I've got Steve Harrison, a former colleague of mine, who has won more awards for creative work than anyone else on earth, and who is an absolutely hilarious speaker. He set up his own agency and sold it for millions, so he's a pretty successful chap, knows what he's talking about. I'm afraid you'll have a hell of a lot of me. I'll be telling you everything I've learnt about how to really plan your direct marketing, how to make it work, with lots of advice on creative. I've got a man called Toon Van Paris that you've never heard of, but he's extraordinary because he comes along and talks to you about ways to get people who are on your website to give you their names at just the right moment. So he will find you customers that are invisible. And for one firm, his organisation has done this, and the firm is called Fiat. You may have heard of them, they make motor cars. They improved their test drives by 400% by using what Toon talks about, so he'll be talking about that. And his system is actually used by others of my clients. And please don't imagine, from what you've been listening to, that you're going to be sold a lot of stuff. This is not a sell fest. This is something where you will pick things up. And on one day, with a friend of mine you may have heard of called Harry Jacobson, who is the author of AdWords for Dummies, we're going to spend half a day with you, and every one of you is going to go away with a practical, creative idea that you can use to promote your business. We're going to do it together. I'm going to look at everything you do and comment on it, and so is Harry. I think you'll love it. I did it for the first time on my own a couple of weeks ago, and people absolutely adored it. So those are some of the things that are going to happen at AODM. And if you want to know more about AODM, well, go and have a look at www.aodim.com. That's EADIM. And see what you think. And guess what? When I was in Chicago 3 months ago, in a moment of madness, I said to all the delegates at Ken McCarthy's Systems Seminar, I said, look, if you want to come to Europe and come to my event, I'll pay your airfare up to $700, which made a lot of sense if I was charging a lot of money. I'm not charging a lot of money, but I'll still keep my promise. If you want to come over to London, spend time with me and a lot of very, very clever people, pick up lots of ideas, have a bit of fun, lots and lots of laughs, I'll pay the airfare up to $700. If you're in the UK, I'll pay your travel expenses, because it only seems only fair. And here's my guarantee for you. If by lunchtime on the first day you aren't convinced that you're going to get help, ideas, suggestions, thoughts, strategies that will be worth the entire program to you, multiplied by 5, tell you what, I'll give you your money back plus your travelling expenses, unless I've already paid them for you. Is that a deal? You like that? See you.